Every year, I get messages into the hotel inspector inbox.
Oh, my God.
But this year, there are unprecedented numbers.
I feel like I'm going to my doom.
From businesses of all sorts up and down the land.
Don't put this on telly, whatever you do.
People are more desperate than they've ever been before.
We want to stay, we don't want to go.
Spiralling costs.
I'm now paying £139 daily.
Staff shortages.
Don't start breaking my kitchen. She's pushing me to the edge.
Impossible guests.
If you give budget accommodation, you get budget people.
This is why we're not making any money, Mark.
These businesses are telling me that they're facing imminent closure. If you're not making money, what's the bloody point? Everything from hotels and B&Bs
What is going on here? It's just mad.
to tourist attractions
Dinner laid for four.
In Mammoth Tusk.
and wedding venues.
The wedding of your dreams, madam.
That for many of these businesses, it's just too late. Life isn't kind to us lot in this industry. It's a really terrifying situation to be in.
I'd hate to rob you of 2 testicles.
But there are some that still have some hope.
Definitely does not look open.
This time,
I find him so dispiriting.
I take on a theatre and cafe that's making a balls up of its business.
Do you need this one? Because you've got it here as well.
You have 2 testicles, obviously.
With owners hiding from their problems
What are you doing up here all day?
and drowning in debt.
You've committed 50 grand already. Better pull the finger out and get this working.
It's getting light. Hard to breathe. Breathe. For the last time.
That's good, but can I give you a couple of notes?
In Brighton,
So you start there, you've got your hat with you.
It doesn't fit.
58-year-old Daniel and 63-year-old Jeanette run the Lantern Theatre.
At the moment, we've sold 0.
It's not good.
No, I know.
This thespian couple have spent the last 25 years performing and putting on shows at the 50-seat Fringe venue that also boasts its own upstairs studio space.
If you don't live, breathe, eat, sleep, dream acting and theatre, there's no point in doing it.
They're also owners and teachers at the not-for-profit Academy for Creative Training Drama School.
The ethos of the school is to be able to train people professionally as actors who might not traditionally be able to train due to age or circumstance.
But keeping their offering affordable means the last quarter century has been a labour of love.
People find it a bit weird that we work so hard for so little money. But we're probably on about £3.50, £4 an hour, something like that.
Some people think we're completely bonkers.
In 2019, Daniel and Jeanette attempted to expand their business by knocking into the vacant building next door. To create a new cafe bar and additional studio space they hope will act as a hub for local artists, as well as generating much-needed income.
We want to be that thriving, bustling heart of the community arts centre.
However, having taken on a huge loan to realise their dream, their venture into hospitality has not gone according to the script.
So if you do the profit and loss over the year, we're running at a small loss. We borrowed a 6-figure sum. In total, it was 175 grand. Knocking down all the walls, that was a huge chunk of money. And then COVID happened, so the money that was allocated to continue that development has been used up to keep the place alive.
With substantial debt still outstanding and not enough money coming in to pay staff to run the cafe, the door has remained closed.
How do we make it work without having the money to pay a cafe manager to be there every day, all day?
And it's more than just their new business that hangs in the balance.
This is really bad. What secures the loans is our own family home. So if it doesn't work, the impact isn't just a professional one, it's a very personal crisis.
it could be only a matter of months before the lantern faces its final curtain.
If in 8 months' time things are still in stasis, then we've got to have hard-headed talks and discuss whether we hand back the keys.
It would be personally very upsetting and sad for me. So I don't know. I don't know what to say really.
I'm on my way into Brighton to meet Daniel and Jeanette, who run the Lantern Theatre. Brighton is a thriving creative city. All of the arts are really well represented here, and I'm always impressed by the number of cafes and outlets and creative makers in general. However, even in Brighton, it is true that certainly smaller and community theatres are closing at a rate of knots.
I just hope their call for help hasn't come too late.
This is the address. Doesn't exactly scream theatre to me. Gosh, very, very bland, apart from the array of posters in the windows. That's what I'm here for.
I suppose I don't want to be made to look like an idiot.
No, well, it's probably high on most people's lists.
Well, what this is saying is that this is run by people who have absolutely no aesthetic sense. I hate the fact that you can't see in. It looks rather like one of those abandoned shops where people have posted bills. I mean, it definitely does not look open. It just feels very student gaffy. A cafe is not made by tea cakes and packaged flapjacks. You can get so much better in Brighton. And clean the bloody windows. I can't bear people who don't clean windows. Hello? Yoo-hoo!
Not quite the show-stopping welcome I'd hoped for.
Anyone in here?
OK, well, that'll have to go.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Welcome.
Jeanette.
Yes, I'm
Alex.
Jeanette. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
This is Daniel.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And you.
So give me the headline. What am I doing here? What do you want from me? I'm assuming you don't need me here to take over your theatre.
Our plan is to create a kind of community arts hub. So we borrowed a large amount of money. We managed to knock through, build the cafe bar, and the idea was that that would be the profit cushion for running a fringe theatre. And, of course, COVID swallowed up all that resource.
So it's the cafe that's problematic.
Yes.
How much did that project cost you?
£50,000?
Although it says it's open, it doesn't look open.
No, because we're not daytime. That would be nice to have
Yeah.
it as something that works all the time.
And we're very nervous because we don't have hospitality experience. So normally it's only open when there's a show on, because we can't afford to take a risk on paying wages for somebody and then selling 2 coffees a day and then running at a loss.
OK. You seem to have masses of posters in the windows.
Brighton Festival is on at the moment, so you've got 4 weeks.
Oh, gosh. OK, so this is your opportunity to really turn things round. So we must take advantage.
Yes.
But I would like to have a look around. Is it all right if I go and help myself?
Yeah.
Feel
Thank
free.
you. So nice to meet you.
Thank you.
It's a worrying start. A closed cafe they've borrowed heavily to finance, no money to staff it, and no hospitality experience to do it themselves. As for the interiors,
I find it so dispiriting. The acoustics are terrible. The furniture's ugly. You can just feel like this is such an afterthought. They just had this money and they did it. And now they're thinking, oh my God. It's just dirty and dingy and kind of pointless.
OK. You made a right bollocks of that one.
Thank you.
Daniel.
That's it, yeah, 3 years at art school and can't stick a poster up.
I've come to the rescue of Daniel and Jeanette, who run the theatre in the trendy Kemp Town area of Brighton.
There isn't any padding, there isn't that cushion there, and so every decision you make has implications.
Having borrowed £175,000 to realise their dream of becoming a community arts hub, the project has stalled and their newly built cafe bar is sitting closed.
Maybe we are overreaching.
We need a bar for the theatre.
But during the day, it's just dead space.
Without enough income to pay for staff to run the cafe, Daniel and Jeanette are almost out of money and ideas. With the downstairs areas abandoned, I'm hoping the rehearsal rooms show more signs of life.
This is a really nice room. It feels like there's a lot of underused potential. You know, they've got a lot of empty space. I mean, so far so unexceptional. This has the potential of being a really great space, but it does feel, again, kind of slightly manky and underused.
With the entire building empty, I'm struggling to see what Daniel and Jeanette are actually trying to achieve here.
I'd like to understand a bit better what the model is, because there are so many different aspects to this business, and it's a new one to me, and I don't want to assume anything. It's better to ask. Knock, knock.
Hello.
Can I come in?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
What are you doing up here all day, tapping away? I have to say to you straight away that I don't think sitting in the office is going to help you, because actually you've deployed an awful lot of money on the cafe and it's just dead.
One of our primary interests is in making the profit so that we can bring in somebody to manage the cafe. That brings in more money and then everything eases up.
I don't know if you hadn't noticed, but there's a complete crisis in recruitment. If I were you, I would think about working out how to make it work.
Okay.
And then getting someone to walk in your footsteps.
Well, that's partly why we need the help. It's understanding that, how the machine operates.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. Can you just break down for me which bits of the business cost you money and which bits of the business make you money? The theatre itself, does that wash its face?
Yes, and obviously the busier it is, the better it is.
The rehearsal rooms probably don't cost you anything, do they?
That is an area that could be earning its keep because there's no revenues coming in.
Who uses these spaces?
Prior to COVID, we would have things like ballet, kickboxing, all sorts of different practitioners, but that has fallen off a lot.
So the bar is clearly the big drain.
That's what it's not contributing, it's, yeah.
Okay, I've got loads of ideas already. You may like them, you may not like them. I can't make you do anything you don't want to do. I want you to do things you do want to do.
And we're open to that because we're very wary of going down this route.
I mean, obviously, you're wary and you're right to be, but, you know, I'll do what I say, basically. You can count on me.
It's becoming clear that part of the problem is how Daniel and Jeanette prioritise the different bits of their business. If I'm going to help them kickstart their cafe, it's essential they come out of their theatrical comfort zone and engage with my ideas.
I think it's a shame that they don't work down here. I think I have to make them understand that they are the beating centre of this building. I notice a little bit of wariness from Daniel's part particularly. But I do have to convince them as quickly as possible to open up to me so that we can start trying to move forward and make some decisions.
But before I can outline my plan, I want to check out what we're up against in the local area.
Even for Brighton, this is a particularly exciting, vibrant, fun area. There's masses of passers-by. It seems mad to me that they're not showing their wares a bit more attractively.
Curb appeal is one of the most effective ways of tempting customers in, and the lantern is sorely lacking in comparison to its competition.
This is a really colourful street, and they look like a young offenders institution. So, frankly, they need to do a bit more to tempt one in and to keep one there spending one's money.
If I'm going to help this business outshine the competition, I have to start by enlightening Daniel and Jeanette on where they've gone wrong with their cafe.
I have to say to you, this is just not terribly welcoming. You've got stools here, even though you can't sit at them. You've got this table here, facing into a corner behind a tree. You're bedazzled by the array of posters. I mean, I don't even want to go into that bit down there because it's very lower 6th common room.
We got some of the furniture free from a bakery, to be honest.
I mean, you're passionate about the theatre, you are not passionate about this bit, and it shows. I think it's a shame that you're selling such bog standard stuff because after all, you're in Kemp Down and there are so many amazing Brighton products.
Yeah.
I've got to go away and think about how to make this somewhere that you really want to come into. Because I would like to make you feel like this isn't a kind of weight on you, it's a buoyancy aid.
Yeah,
That's
at the
what
moment
I
it feels
have.
like a white elephant.
I know, I'm sorry. I do understand that.
Yeah.
You've committed 50 grand already. Better pull the finger out and get this working.
Yeah.
I'll be back tomorrow morning. I will have a plan formulated and I will try and convince you of the worthiness of that plan.
Great.
That's good. Yeah.
Good. I did definitely feel that Daniel was very wary of me, and this process just doesn't work unless they do open up and they're willing to trust me.
I have this sense that Alex has really got a grasp of what we're about and what needs fixing, and that's very reassuring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
See what she says tomorrow.
I definitely think that they use that office as their kind of safe space. It's like a panic room. And I think I have to make them see that this is part of their empire too, and that they're disregarding it to their detriment.
My first day at the theatre was definitely enlightening. The lack of staff, a disconnect from the community, and total lack of curb appeal are all areas for concern.
We're not quitters.
No, because we're still here.
We're probably going to die with our boots on, aren't we?
Yeah.
But the biggest issue is the cafe that they've invested heavily in, only to have the door closed almost all of the time.
I don't know what the hell they're waiting for, to tell you the truth. Get the doors open, get some people in, get it right.
I need to drag Daniel and Jeanette out of their office and encourage them to start caring about their cafe. The first step is to finally open it for business.
Morning!
Oh, good morning.
Morning.
It's a beautiful day. And I thought we should open the cafe.
Okay.
I'm determined to light a little tiny flame of love for this bit of your business, which I will then fan to an inferno by the time I've finished with you.
Right.
So I have bought you some little giveaway things, and we're going to try and get people in off the street to have a coffee and a cake.
With no kitchen on the premises, I'm proposing Daniel and Jeanette keep their cafe offerings simple and stick to the crowd-pleasing classics of coffee and cake.
I think the main thing is that we open because I just would really like to know what people know of you who are walking up and down.
Great.
But before we open the door, I want to address the issue with the windows.
Can I ask you something? Yeah. Do you need this one? Because you've got it here as well.
Because you have two testicles, obviously. I don't know. Yeah.
So while I start to clear away the clutter, Jeanette plates up the sweet treats to tempt people in.
I'm giving you all two testicles, but I'm putting them down at the bottom. Can't say fairer than that.
No.
I'd hate to rob you of a testicle.
And these look wrong there.
Well, but they don't. Yeah. Go on then. Go on.
Ta-da! Darling, it looks lovely in here.
It's getting better, isn't it?
Already it's nice.
With the cafe already looking more appealing, the next step is to fill it with some punters.
They've kind of readied the place for customers. Now they have to start engaging and dragging people in.
I want to show Daniel and Jeanette that hiding away and hoping for customers to come to them won't work.
Come on, darling. This way, please. Excuse me, ma'am.
You've got to get out there and grab them.
Well, come please, madams. Could I tempt you in for a free coffee and a cake? Please come in and order a coffee and have a cake on me.
Do you know about us? Do you know what we do? So we're a theatre. We've been here 25 years.
Can I offer you a free coffee? Have you ever been to the theatre here?
The theatre here?
Yes.
No, I didn't know there was a theatre here.
It's called the Lantern Theatre.
Well, I'll be back.
It's quite hectic. We're so used to sitting there in silence all day long, but it's great.
Hectic? You ain't seen nothing yet.
So now trained here. Yeah. So we've been the drama.
Lovely. Have you been here?
I've never been here.
It feels completely different, and it's nice to chat to people because the space is here to be used, really. Did you say decaf flat white?
So I would highly recommend.
Being this busy is something I hope they'll have to get used to.
On Thursday we've got the preview.
It felt abandoned, and actually the energy level in here has changed completely, and it's a really encouraging sight to see.
Every single person that's come in doesn't know about us, doesn't know what we do, which is crazy.
Do you know this place?
No.
I just hope that it has planted a seed of enthusiasm in Jeanette and Daniel.
It's lovely to meet you all.
Very interesting.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks. Well done.
To help keep the customers coming, I'm going to give the theatre's cafe a colourful makeover and make it a shining light that stands out on the street.
I think we need to transform down there
Yes.
and
Yeah.
the frontage.
Yeah.
I will try and make it really nice, somewhere that people want to hang out and sit and meet and have a drink or coffee.
I also want Daniel and Jeanette to do their bit to make their cafe's offering a better reflection of its Brighton location.
Your job is to really try and track down some nice local products.
Okay.
And there's masses of amazing Sussex producers, and I would recommend that you use them.
Next, I want to get the couple out of their office to promote the lantern to a crowd of potential customers at the city's Fringe Festival that's currently underway.
You say that you're a community hub,
Yeah.
but I don't see enough interaction with the community. I think we definitely want to engage more with the festival because you can beaver away doing something nicely and modestly,
Yeah.
and no one gives a fuck. You have to say, look at me, look at me, look at me, I'm here.
To stop them from hiding upstairs, I want to try and solve their staffing problem in the short term by encouraging them to run the cafe on their own.
I would really recommend that for at least a month or so, you try very hard and manage with what you've got and work down here.
Yeah.
Finally, I want to reignite some interest in the empty rehearsal rooms.
You see, those rooms used to be booked up all the time and they're not anymore. Well, have you ever called any of the people who used to book you and say, where are you?
No.
And that's outreach, marketing, community.
Yeah.
It's all really important and it's all intertwined. We want to sell more tickets to your shows. We want to sell more rehearsal rooms. You know, we want more people to come and have a drink or coffee. And hopefully all of those things tie in together. What do you think about the plan, Daniel? Because you're the warier one.
I think it's good, and I think it's interesting how it just gets more atmosphere by having some people in here, and people see that it's open and they come in and out.
Good. So,
Yeah.
let's turbocharge this.
Yep.
That hates fist bump.
No, look at it.
I'll fist bump you.
Boom. There we go.
I'm pleased to see Daniel and Jeanette are starting to get on board with my ideas, but opening the cafe doors for a morning is only the first step.
I might have to have a lie down now. Exhausted, so yes, well, let's keep it up. Let's keep it open.
Yeah.
If their investment in this business is going to pay off, they need to commit to putting in the work day in, day out.
I do think that unless I'd come along now, that door would still be closed and they'd be in their office, locked away in their ivory towers. I do want them to feel as if this momentum will carry them through to finally being fully open, being fully in charge, really knowing what their customers want and being able to provide it.
If I open up the door and you take the board out.
Yep.
Daniel and Jeanette run a fringe theatre in Brighton.
I Am Home is finished.
Yeah, no, that was on my list to take down.
A week on from my first visit, their previously abandoned cafe space is showing signs of life.
We've been open every day. It's a little bit slow to start with, but people come in and ask about shows and sort of a few coffees.
Daniel's been on the hunt for drinks that will help connect the cafe offering with their buzzy Brighton location.
I think what we should do is local and theatrical. We've got some Shakespeare gin. This is my theatrical. This is Harvey's, so they are local, and it is theatrical. That's both. There you go, Prince of Denmark.
We haven't got any ciders.
Oh, no, we do. Silly move.
One thing that's not silly is their increased presence in the cafe bar, and keeping the door open is already paying dividends.
Let me take your names. You want 2 tickets?
Yeah.
Lovely. I'll send you a text later confirming that we've got your tickets.
All right, yeah.
Take care. Bye. Bye. That's what's been happening. Door open. Boom. People come in.
With repayments for their 6-figure loan still looming over them, boosting profits is all important.
If we don't generate more footfall, more business, if the cafe doesn't take off, then we're both going to get completely wiped out.
So I encouraged Daniel and Jeanette to make a renewed effort to fill their rehearsal rooms.
So I'm calling to let you know that if you're interested in booking us again, we'd love to have you back.
And while my makeover team begins work on transforming the cafe's seating area, Daniel is doing his bit to start boosting the lantern's curb appeal.
Having someone like Alex come in and say, perhaps you should go this way, gives you a sense of direction and purpose, and then things start to happen.
Oh, I'll put a pencil on that. Bye, bye. Yeah.
There's a lot to do, but at least if you're doing something about it and you're putting your energies into it, at least you can say, I've done the best that I can. So hopefully it will work.
With only 2 weeks left of the city's vibrant Fringe Theatre Festival, I'm back in Brighton to make sure Daniel and Jeanette maximise the opportunity for a promotional push of their new cafe bar.
Hello, my friends.
Hello.
I've asked them to meet me at the heart of the festival
Nice to see you.
so they can pitch their venue to a crowd of potential customers.
So I think this is a great excuse to invite people to come and see the new cafe bar.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
A launch event for the restyled cafe is an ideal opportunity for Daniel and Jeanette to start to try and tie all the elements of their business together.
I'm very keen to cross-sell your rooms, your bar and your theatre.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I want them to do something they've struggled with before now, to shout about the lantern.
Go on, off you go.
Where are we going?
Fly, little bird, fly!
Oh, God.
We're opening up the doors and inviting all the community in to come and find out about us.
I would say that when the festival is on, this is exactly where they should be, even if it's only for an hour a day, telling everybody about the lantern.
We've got a venue down in Kemp Town, the Lantern.
So it's kind of free for all next Thursday afternoon if you fancy popping up and having a look.
We've got a new cafe bar, so yeah, do come down.
This is definitely a business fundamental. You can't just hope that people will come to you because you're there.
And next Thursday, we're having an open community day. We've got a new cafe, a new bar.
Might be something that you might think of us as a venue.
Absolutely.
Come in, see what we've got, have a cake, have a coffee, come and meet us.
It's really important they talk to everybody and take every opportunity to publicise what they're doing. Word of mouth is their best advertising that money can't buy.
I think we've pretty much covered it.
Daniel and Jeanette are proving to be great ambassadors for their business, and I'm keen to see if they've been making the same positive steps while I've been away.
This looks amazing. You have made such a difference just by cleaning the windows and taking down some posters you can see in. So have you opened every day since I was last here?
We have, yeah. It's just starting to get that word of mouth and establish that we're here and we're open.
Oh, you did a good job.
Yeah.
But it's not just outside where I asked to see some changes.
So, shall we go in?
Yes.
My request for Daniel and Jeanette to source some local products should give their cafe offering some much-needed character.
Sussex products, tell me where you've got to with that.
I looked for local bakeries that were on the doorstep, found 2 of them. So this one is a loaf cake, so we can do slices.
Very nice.
That's carrot and orange. Pastries, Danish pastries for breakfast, salted caramel brownies, and a lemon raspberry and rose cake.
Shall we?
Yes, please.
Yummy. So have you been as successful with the boozy side of things?
I hope so. Just to be a little bit theatrical, I found a Shakespeare gin.
That's really fun.
Because I thought that might be a little talking point.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
I've got a Hamlet beer as well. I was going mad on the theatricals.
I
but-
love it.
And then also looking at the beers, one was Gun, and there's also a cider as well, which is a local cider.
Well done. I love all these products.
Good.
Tick.
Thank you.
VG.
Yes, well done.
But if Daniel and Jeanette are going to keep the cafe doors open and still run the other parts of the business, I need to suggest how they might solve their staffing problem.
I want to take you along to the charity that I'm a trustee of, called Team Domenica, which is based here in Brighton.
Oh, great.
It takes young learning disabled adults, trains them with the aim that they can then go to some kind of supported employment.
Great.
So I have suggested that this might be somewhere where they might want to place a candidate to help you with your staffing problem.
Fantastic. Yes, good.
Yes.
With the hospitality industry in the grips of a staffing crisis, Daniel and Jeanette need to continue to try and run the cafe themselves. But when they want some support to allow them to focus on other areas, collaborating with another community-minded business could be an ideal solution.
Hi, Becky.
Hi, Alex.
Hi.
Nice to
Let
see
me
you.
introduce you to Jeanette
Hi, Jeanette.
and Daniel.
Hello,
hi.
Daniel.
Hello.
Lovely to meet you.
So they can see how the operation works, I've brought them to meet the team at their Cafe HQ.
Kieran, do you want to come over?
Thanks, Kieran. Hello, hello. So shall we have a slice of the carrot
Yes,
cake?
please.
Also a Biscoff flapjack.
That looks delicious.
Thank you very much, Kieran. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to scoop these out into there.
Candidates train here before taking up work placements with local employers.
Lovely stuff. You take that out from under there.
And I think this could offer an ideal longer-term solution to Daniel and Jeanette's staffing problem.
Thank you. So
That's me. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Lovely, thank you.
So the goal for all the candidates that come here on the employment programme is to gain paid work at the end.
Nice. So, you might need to angle it to get it under it.
Thank you very much. We'll put that in the middle too.
Well, we'd be interested, actually. I mean, we're very small.
Yeah.
And we haven't really got going yet.
I think, obviously, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
It's a long process, but I think there might be some synergies that are
Definitely.
useful for both of you. And hopefully this will be the start of the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
With only a week until I return for my final visit, I'm delighted that Daniel and Jeanette both seem energised by my ideas.
The whole purpose of today was to remind them that just sitting around in their own establishment is not either going to bring in customers or solve their financial problems.
We're like the bunny that lost the batteries, and Alex has kind of popped the batteries back in.
I'm really intrigued now, but it's also exciting to see things coming together and sort of how things are fitting in and that things are making sense.
I think the reticence I felt initially, mainly from Daniel, was the natural reticence one feels about having to expose something that you feel is very precious to you. But I've got to keep the pressure up to make sure that ultimately I achieve everything I want to with Daniel and Jeanette.
It's the eve of the relaunch event and final preparations are underway.
Hello, hi. Tomorrow we're doing a launch party.
That can probably come slightly this way.
We're looking to start to recoup and get money flowing in rather than out in terms of the cafe and the bar. Yeah.
My interior designer, Claire, and her team are sprucing up the formerly unloved cafe with stylish new furnishings and a paint job to make the space pop. She's also adding some eye-catching colour to the windows to enhance the lantern's curb appeal and entice customers inside. And there are more signs of progress outside. A big sign that puts them centre stage on the street.
I think we've got very stagnant, and so it's good to have that little bit of opening night vibe, making us feel a bit nervous and a bit excited.
But if tomorrow's relaunch fails to ignite any interest in their business...
I appreciate that short notice, yeah.
It's almost like you get one shot. If people see you open and fail, then you're a failed business.
all the hard work and money they've invested in launching their cafe could come to nothing. I'm back in Brighton for my final visit to see Daniel and Jeanette, who run a fringe theatre and cafe.
We have got so far in a really short space of time. However, it all rests rather heavily on the success of today.
If today's launch event for their newly made-over cafe falls flat, the 6 figures they've invested in their dream of opening a community hub will have been wasted.
They've got to sell their rehearsal rooms, the cafe bar, the theatre. There's a lot riding on today.
Hello! Hello! Hi!
Darling, this looks amazing.
Fantastic, thank you so much.
Are you pleased?
So pleased.
Yes.
Can't begin to tell you, and I would never have done this, and it's so clever.
The drab and scruffy exterior has been transformed into a multicoloured beacon to entice passers-by inside. Complete with bespoke poster boxes that create space to promote upcoming performances while keeping the windows clear of clutter.
Daniel, how
Yes.
are you feeling about this?
I'm feeling really good. It's lovely. It's really nice.
Your enthusiasm overwhelms me.
Well, I know, but it's just, I'm stunned into... No, I am. It's lovely. It's really
You're
lovely.
pleased?
Yeah.
Good,
yeah.
I'm glad. Let's go in, come on.
The cafe's formerly bland and unloved interior is now bathed in a kaleidoscope of colours.
Wow, I am so pleased with this. But I think the big change really is down there.
What once felt like an abandoned student common room is now a dramatic, warm and welcoming space, ready to act as the centrepiece of Daniel and Jeanette's newly community-centric business.
It looks chic.
Thank you.
This space was awful. Now it's somewhere I want to come.
Well, after you borrowed all that money to do this, do you think this is closer to what you were envisaging when you
Oh, absolutely.
took it on?
Well, everyone would arrive and go, where do we go? And they'd look, but now you want to come down here.
Yeah.
I mean, you need the bar to work to bring in some much-needed funds.
Yes.
And hopefully that is what we're going to do today. I think it's kind of up to you to make sure that you sell every aspect of your business.
Yeah.
And today's community launch event for the cafe is the perfect place to start.
Hello.
Hello, darling. Daniel's doing his bit to shine a light on their new local products.
Got Brighton gin. Oh, we've got my nice theatrical Shakespeare gin.
And the previously sad and abandoned cafe is packed full of happy customers.
Thank you, my dear.
Have you seen, it's all changed down there. Do you want to have a tour?
They spent a lot of money on this space and they've got to make it pay itself back.
The windows are inspired.
Oh, that's what I wanted. Thank you.
And it seems Daniel and Jeanette's Fringe Festival promotional push has paid off and earned them a visit from festival CEO Julian Caddy, a man it's essential they impress.
How you doing? Yes, welcome.
What's new?
What's new? Everything's new. It's all new.
If he likes what he sees, his connections could help boost the theatre's business and bring the community on board.
So the audience now comes through here, into here, which is our lower bar area.
So this is where people will come in the intervals if they're
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So we've got the dance studio here.
That's brilliant.
So do you think this is a space that the Fringe and the participants of the Fringe would be interested in using?
No, definitely. I mean, it's perfect. This sort of space is like gold dust here. The arts community, I think, really needs these sorts of spaces. So we could definitely put it on our list. I think it's brilliant.
Fantastic.
It's a standing ovation for Daniel, and by forging a closer connection with the Fringe, the Lantern's future is already looking brighter.
There's an immense swell of goodwill for Jeanette and Daniel. I'm just hoping that we have reminded their friends, their colleagues, why they should come here, how they might be able to use it.
So this is the area that's just been finished this week. This is newly developed area.
Yeah, look how bright it is. It's great.
Yeah, so the whole idea is that there should be this sort of vibrant community hub where people can come in, and it can be for like local artists, creatives, writers. No, never.
It's just the creative hub that Brighton has been crying out for, and I'm really glad that we've got it at long last.
I will actually sit down with Jeanette and we'll say, right, how can I bring my theatre company here?
With the community eagerly embracing the new and improved Lantern, all that's left is to toast its success.
We're here to celebrate the Lantern Theatre. So please, over to you.
First of all, we would like to thank everybody that has helped us make it possible. And we really are looking forward to becoming a place where creatives can connect and just make Brighton a more creative city than it already is, and celebrate that fact.
Thank you for shedding some light on our business.
Thank you all.
Cheers.
But before I leave Daniel and Jeanette to enjoy their audience applause, I need to know if they've converted any of the plaudits into potential profits.
This has been amazing, but did you manage to do any deals?
Yep, I had an interesting talk with Julian about maybe linking up with the Fringe.
Good, well done.
Also, I've had 3 inquiries for next year's
That's
Fringe.
brilliant.
Yeah.
And any interest in the rehearsal rooms?
Yes.
Good. Job well done.
We very much appreciate what you've done, because I think we were pretty much at the end of our last bit of rope, tired, worn out, lacking in inspiration, and it's been a real wake-up call.
Good. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
So nice.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And with that, it's my cue to exit stage left.
When I think of what it looked like when I came on the first day and how it looks now, the colour and the life and the enthusiasm, it's quite astonishing what we've managed to achieve.
Our instincts that Brighton wanted the hub for creatives to come together, we'd run out of energy and money to kind of see that vision through. And I'd say this is exactly what we had in mind, but better than we could have done by ourselves.
The new series of The Hotel Inspector continues next Thursday at 9. And on My 5, what would Alex think of these world's most expensive hotels? Expect pampering and extravagance streaming now on My 5. On Channel 5, tomorrow night, Sue Perkins makes her diving debut amongst the glorious coral reef. Her brand new Lost in Thailand adventure continues at 9. Next tonight, true crime in Mummy's Little Murderer, the killing of Emily Longley.